All right. How come I can't see a thing? Because we got a hoops finish cancelled. I gotta turn it around. It always happens. All right. We were starting up wrongly. Okay, the camera is on. Hello, good afternoon. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. It's Wednesday afternoon. It's 1 o'clock. And today again, it's the live show that we are showing you today on Facebook Live, exploring the mindset of the entrepreneur. My name is Andreas. I'm a certified NLP trainer, certified hypnotherapist trainer. I'm a guy who is very much engaged always with the mind, so I'm responsible, or I'm thriving on helping people create mindsets of excellence, mindset of high performance, managing emotional mastery, improving or influencing skills overall. That's my job. So the topic, exploring the mindset of the entrepreneur, is always quite nicely fitting into that overall thinking, of course. Every Wednesday we are inviting, that's me, okay, inviting special guests. So today I'm here with a good friend of mine. His name is Sean Lee. Some of you might know him. He's an HR consultant running his own company. And I think I hand over straight away to Sean. Say something about yourself.
Hello there.
And hold on. Okay, say something first, okay?
Hello there.
Again, hello there, alright, okay.
My name is Sean. I'm actually with Internet HR Consulting. We are actually doing HR areas in terms of compliance, starting from recruitment, compliance, up to even termination.
Can you hear us? Houston, can you hear us? I would like to know, basically speaking, can you give us a comment if you can hear us? Sean, try to match my level of sound. Shout out!
Okay, we got a shout out.
Do we speak too loud? Do we speak too soft? Or give us a comment what's going on with our tonality, so to speak, if you're speaking loud enough. That would be really, really cool to hear, because I've got some new toys attached to the phone, or we've got a microphone running there as well. We should be clear, I definitely hope so. Would be good if you give us a comment if you can hear us straight away. And of course, because it's your session, it's your time of your life, feel free to ask challenges. HR consulting, HR management, many people talk about the youngsters nowadays, the millennials or the Gen Yers, how to manage those, but also, of course, what drove Sean to open a business in this kind of area. That would be my first area. You worked before in a normal company, right?
Yeah, I was actually hired in companies doing HR. I started off as a training person. I do training. At the end of the day, in the training area, I was actually being scouted by...
Hold on, can I hear me? I cannot hear me.
Can you hear me?
I can hear. Okay, yes, okay. We can hear ourselves. Okay, just checking it out, okay. I hope... Okay, keep going. Sorry. True.
So, yes, and from there I was, in a way, headhunted into another factory, where I was there for about almost good 5 years. Set up most of their documentations there because I was the operations person there. And then moving forward, I went into HR full-fledged. So, then I came to KL. I was hired under a company who does all the consulting and outsourcing company. A US-based organization, and then I came out and I said, oh, okay, I decided to actually start something and give back to the society or the market in that sense, and I started off with the recruitment. So,
Sean, speak a bit louder.
Okay.
Shout it out loud.
Right, so started off with recruitment. Basically, recruitment is because I was always, in a way, being scouted or headhunted. So I said, okay, why don't I do the headhunting area as well? So I did that initially to do all that. Then in 2013, I realized that, hey, headhunting is going to be very challenging, and also I don't feel, how should I put it? It's like matching a person to a job is like matching a guy to a girl, and you are just paid matchmakers.
So you're matchmakers, trying to find the, what is it called, Heffern for an employee, so to speak. So
yes.
what was challenging around that one?
Basically, that is finding the right candidate for the organization.
Right.
Meeting the job description, meeting the job responsibilities that they want. Very predominant, it's the attitude of the person that they want to hire. And most of it, the mismatch happens is when the attitude is wrong, and also in a way when you go into a company, your expectations, it's this, but you're given that
right.
doesn't match.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, it's your time, it's your chance to ask him questions. Let me see. What drove you, Sean, before I move on to the phone, what drove you then to what's the difference? What's the difference between recruitment, headhunting, as you mentioned, and what you're doing now?
What I'm doing now is because in 2013, we actually moved our direction because based on our jobs that we are doing, we want to give more value to our client. So we started giving advisory, things like the compliance area, the areas that I've been doing all this while in my working life. So we do a lot of documentation, we do a lot of HR areas, and for the HR part, there are a lot of new things coming up, especially after the budget. So we have got things like the employment insurance system that's coming up.
Right.
Next year, just a couple of weeks
That would be something interesting to talk about. Okay, what really goes on there? But before we continue on that, I want to give a shout out, of course. Hey Rex, good to see you. And I can see that you are here as well. Thank you very much for joining us today.
And Kevin too. Hi Kevin.
Kevin, all right. Good to see you as well. Feel free to ask all the questions in your mind that you want to ask. Because here and now, thanks for the likes. Give us likes as well. Share this video with your friends on your timeline so they have a chance to come and watch and see, and we talk about the prize, and you're going to get a prize as well today, but this one we talk about later, okay? Yeah. This one is a beautiful prize, but we don't show that yet, all right? Which would be very interesting. We got two prizes basically, but one interchangeable prize depending on the appropriateness, if you may say so. So it's your session, ask questions of course, and feel free to share this video across your timeline. So what's happening in the employment market? What do you see as an HR consulting company, as an HR consultant?
Actually, the employment market today, as I was looking at it, there's a lot of competition. Right? In terms of recruitment, there's a lot of companies, there's a lot of solo recruitment people or recruitment specialists. They came out on their own, and
it's easy to come out as your own, right? And yeah. I'm always saying, like,
for recruitment, I think it's easy because it is just understanding what the client needs, and you just match them. There's no added skills required.
There's no capability. There's no qualification around that one.
Not that I've experienced in my experience itself. But
is it regulated by the government?
Yes, it is, unless your company is actually under the Jabatan Tenaga Kerja or the Labour Office.
Okay.
All right, there's a license you can take.
All right.
But most companies, which is small or the solo companies, they don't actually have that.
Okay.
Whereas companies, they need to have a certain PR capital of 50,000. They must have a certain number of years that they have actually practiced.
No.
I mean, sometimes we look at it, it's kind of absurd. How would you have the number of years of practice and you want to apply for a license?
True.
And it doesn't match.
Overall,
yeah. So, yeah.
So I mentioned it earlier when I meet friends of mine or so, and it's the same in the coaching environment nowadays. I mentioned earlier in the recruitment area, you can find recruiters like sand on the beach, because today you work in an organization, tomorrow you go out and say, hey, I'm a recruitment and a headhunter, so to speak. Nowadays, people do the same thing in the coaching environment. Today I'm working in a company, I'm a leader, I'm a manager looking after some people. Tomorrow I'm a coach and freelance my stuff to the market. So there's no regulation around. So how does a recruitment agent actually, recruitment agent, the right word?
Agency.
Agency, okay. How do they differentiate each other? What do you think?
Hey,
there's no script here, okay? We just blabber, all right?
During those days when we started or we came out as a recruitment, we have people who are the light industrial recruitment, where it's for those blue collars or even slightly junior executives. There are some is only focusing on just executive levels. There are some on managerial levels where we call them maybe headhunters, or they are professional recruiters, alright? And there are some which is going up to the C's, D's, like GMs, CEOs and directors. These are the ones that dine and wine with the people. And of course they differentiate in terms of that area. Today, with all the job portals that's out, companies can do it on their own if they want to. And furthermore, there are new apps coming out. I'm not here to shout out for any company, but there's app is just like Grab, They are just like Grab, where they can have employer directly to the candidates that's applying for a job.
Wow.
And it's so,
efficient?
Efficient, yes.
Okay.
And also it's also effective.
All right.
See, there's a difference between efficient and effective.
Okay, okay.
So that's why when it comes to that, currently with all the new age, the new era, recruitment industry is actually slowly phasing out.
The real traditional recruitment agencies,
unless
so to speak.
The headhunters are still there, because the CEOs don't promote themselves. They want to go for a job. You go to headhunt for them. Those CFOs, that kind of positions, they don't go out and simply because they are actually.
They don't go online to one of those portals and submit their resumes, alright?
Yeah, so you have to go and hunt them. And there's ways of hunting them, and that's a skill.
That's a skill.
And
to find the right person and call them. What are the skills required around that one?
That you must have not only just network, alright, but you must also understand what the person's requirement. He may not just want a job. He may want to have certain thing to call, like a certain ownership, because they are at the director's level already.
Okay, sure.
For example, why would many people come out and be on their own or be their own boss? Because they want to be the one making the decision. You see? So this is why the positions comes with the pay.
I see. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, today we talk to Sean Lee of InTalent.
HR Consulting.
What was the company earlier called?
We were known as Ideal Seed Talent Tactics.
Ideal Seed, yeah. I remember that. I got all that. InTalent is a great name, isn't it?
No, we had to rebrand because we moved towards the HR consulting rather than recruitment. Because Ideal Seed is predominantly very recruitment centric.
Driven, okay.
There's Aiden here.
Yeah, let's say hello to Aiden.
Wing Han. Wing Han, remember him? In our chapter before?
Okay, I think I know him. Yes, Aiden, okay. Nora's Lester, always a good one. Nora Sikin, Nora is here, welcome. Of course, and Lester. Yay. And if you participate nicely, ask questions, share this video on your timeline, of course you can win an outstanding prize today by Sean. We announced what kind of prizes it is yesterday. Next week. I don't know what's going on here right now. We're going to announce what happened yesterday. We're going to announce what prize it is afterwards, and I'm going to draw the winner next week, of course. But in the meantime, share this video on your timeline so more people have a chance to come in here. Ask questions, ladies and gentlemen. Ask questions, because many people talk about challenges they're facing in HR nowadays. So what are the challenges that you are helping companies to deal with? That's a good start.
Well, the new era, the new generations, they have been given the opportunity and more information to actually go and find places to actually give their feedbacks. Example, labor office, industrial relation office. They can go to the union, the MTUC. They can have all these channels, and they are being given enough all this opportunity to go and actually share, and this will create officers to come and visit you and say, hey, you don't meet a certain guidelines, you don't meet a certain things, and they will probably give you some chances to improve. But if you don't, then they start giving you fines.
Okay.
Malaysia has gone into what they call the fine country.
A fine country, not fine dining, a fine country. Okay, what is it about fine country? So, hey, then I bent down, when you see me bending down, I'm looking at my laptop to check out if there is any comment or so, of course.
Yeah.
So far we have more people joining, which is lovely, which is nice. Ask your questions. anything you want to know about HR, something you never dared asking before, or you were worried that, hey, if you ask those questions, you get judged by somebody, you're gonna pay for it. Today, free flow of questions, all right, ladies and gentlemen, feel free to do that.
So, Labour Office today, and I think Industrial Relations as well, is going around doing HR audit. Alright, they're auditing your documentations, they're auditing your process that you're doing in your organization, and they are trying to make companies to SMIs and SMEs actually, to be at par with all those foreign investment companies that comes in.
Oh, wow.
Because a lot of companies, foreign companies are leaving Malaysia. So they said we have got to beef up so that we can actually give jobs to our people in Malaysia.
Okay. Now, you've mentioned earlier to me that there is a major change coming in January 2018, and I think that would be very, very interesting for them if you can share some headlines, a little bit more depth even, to know what really goes on and how good or how bad or how do you evaluate it?
Okay, I've actually gone for a few workshops developing myself and all that. We have to constantly develop ourselves, yeah? Number one, the one that's really coming in and is going to be implemented to everyone in the country is actually the employment insurance system. So this employment insurance system, we're going to have a workshop. I'm working with Live Learning to actually do this workshop to help people to understand how it works for you and how it works against you. Alright, this system or the scheme that they have is a compulsory thing for everyone employed in the company. Even the directors who employ themselves into the company, they have to pay 0.2% of their salaries to, the SOCSO department.
Okay. Because every company needs to do that?
Yes. The Director General of EIS is also the Director General for SOCSO.
Okay.
And these companies, they will collect up to the maximum of 4,000 ringgit pay. Anything above that, the amount is the same like how you do your SOCSO.
Right.
4,000, you pay about 88.80 or 88.60, right?
Okay.
Total. The
I have no idea what he talks about here right now. Okay.
And for EIS, the max is about 15.90.
Okay.
Alright.
15.90 means what?
Means
15 ringgit.
Yeah, about 15, 16 ringgit. So the employer pays half of it. The employee pays half. That's EIS. But in SOCSO, there's a scale. In EIS, there's also a scale, but you can actually see how to divide it. You know?
Right.
So that's how it's required by our government to actually do that.
Okay.
So this is to protect things like if you are retrenched or you are voluntarily separated.
Right.
Then you get to claim for the next 3 months or 6 months, depending on how long you have contributed. Right. These are the things that you do. And furthermore, it is also should not be mutually separation, because if you are mutually separated, it is your own mutually understanding that you want to be resigning or terminating yourself, you know, rather than like voluntary separation scheme or the retrenchment scheme. And at a certain point, employers can take it to their advantage, as in, hey, I don't want this employee anymore. I can actually ask him or her and say, I will terminate you. But you know what? You've got the next 3 months covered or the next 6 months covered by the insurance scheme.
Okay.
You see?
Okay.
So those are the loopholes that employers can look at.
Okay.
Because
if you want to know more about it, of course, I think it's a very detailed stuff to learn. Okay. Ask him separately. We're gonna show his business card or post his business card afterwards. Anyway, I want to do a shout out actually to Nu, who is from Vietnam, a good friend of ours. I saw your pictures. I think you're pregnant, right? And it looks beautiful, and I look forward to seeing you holding your little baby on your arms, all right?
Congratulations!
Yay!
And Michelle is in.
Yes, Lina is in. Okay, Michelle is also in. Good to see you here. Ask your question to Sean. What is, as an HR consultant, it's different from being an owner of a manufacturer or running a company who is like last week we spoke to Tamendra, interior design. What is something that brings you out of bed in the morning time and do HR consulting work?
Well, I enjoy finding solution for people.
That's easy. So tell us more, a little bit more about it. Okay?
I'm going to elaborate because HR consulting is more of a service industry. What we do is that we have our sets of consultants that with us. They're all HR savvy people, and what we do is that we go to our clients and actually give them help and give them advice, and even to a certain extent we will go in and actually do up their documentations to actually comply with the Labour Office, comply with the Industrial Relations Act as well. So these are the things that we go out and actually we do that. So for us, we like to know what's their challenge, and we try to find a creative way to give them this challenge. To solve this challenge, not to give them challenge.
It's good to give challenges to your clients as well, because they might come back afterwards and give you some more work. You gave me that challenge, please solve it, of course, So what drives you?
What drives me is that I'm able to help more organizations to grow. Actually, my passion is in HR, human resource. So we like to see how to improve the company by doing appraisals, because a lot of companies don't have appraisal system.
For example,
they just say, hey, I kind of like you, and the gut feel comes in and you say, okay, I will give you a bonus of how many months, or I will give you increment because I just like you. There are some companies do that. But there is a proper way of actually putting it on documentation, and you can convert it into numbers, and the numbers will actually help you to give them the appropriate bonuses or even increment in the future.
Another HR consultant just joined us. He's a retard, a good friend of mine, a long-term friend of mine.
Hello there.
We work together. We work together in an HR consulting company, and she's on her own right now. Works with a good friend of mine in another company, consulting there as well. So Rita, feel free to ask Sean as many questions as you want. Sean is an HR consultant. He's running his own company. Is it kind of a boutique company, boutique HR consulting company, as you would call it? It's not none of the big five HR or so.
No.
How do you find your clients? How do they find you?
Most of my clients come from referrals.
Referrals, okay.
Yeah, and because we have done it for them and we've completed, and then they say, hey, since it's good, I'm referring you to my other friends and all that. Other than that, I think we also do a lot of networking. We go out, we actually meet people, we actually go and actually give our cards, try to pitch some deals sometimes. So it's actually a combination of how we go out and actually get our clients. Or at certain point, when the employer has the problem, then they will look for us.
And they try to find you. How do they find you in the internet as well?
Yeah, they can go to our website. Some of them, they actually go through Google and they actually found us because they want to look for certain solutions.
It's www, a bit of promotion here today.
www.ihr2u.com.
IHR2 is a 2 is a number?
Number 2.
Number 2.
www.ihr2u.com.
U is a W-O-U.
No,
U is a normal U.
No.
Okay. Let's talk about what every company is complaining about. Gen Y. And I believe you know what I'm talking about. I don't see it as a problem. Many companies see it as a problem. I think it's just a different belief system running there. But what do you think about Gen Ylers? What are you encountering when you do your HR consulting stuff?
Andreas, you were absolutely right in terms of the belief system. In actual fact, it is more of the mindset, where NLP is, or the paradigm and all that. You see, in those days when you talk about baby boomers, there are not much companies out there for them to go to work. They either work in the
big companies,
or they are at the estates, or they are they are doing trading and all that. So they don't have much opportunities. But then came the X generation. All right. The X generation is slightly better in terms of they have got computers, they've got some emails, and all that. But the Y generation and the millennials, or I call it I generation because they are dealing with iPads, iPhones, iTouch, and all that. Okay. So these people have got so many opportunities, like they can even stay at home, make some clicks, and they make money.
That's always amazing. Yes. And the baby boomers are there like, how do you do that, right? And last time I spoke to a friend of mine, she said, like, I got shocked because, I don't know who that is, maybe you're watching right now, I don't know, who said, like, my son wants to become a YouTuber. I don't even know that this is a job.
Yeah, with the new technology coming out, there are a lot of jobs going to be phased out. There are going to be a lot of new jobs coming in. So we have to always keep ourselves abreast with the technology. So with all this structure that we have, you realize that these people would like to find jobs that is actually giving them work-life balance.
Okay, that's important.
Yeah.
So everybody, it should actually be important to the baby boomers as well. Is
Yeah,
it important to you guys to have a work-life balance?
Correct.
If you say, if you think work-life balance is important, why don't you type in work-life balance is important to generate some comments here, because we need comments from your side to do the lucky draw at a later stage. And if you just type in hi, that's not a really good comment. It's nice to know that you are there. We know that you are there, but give good comments, ask great questions, squeeze to this man's brain, okay? Because today we talked to Sean Lee of In Talents and Diriam Berat, Consulting and Diriam Berat, and he's an HR consultant, moving up from the recruitment agency that he had earlier. Now he's he's a consultant, of course, and people want to know about it. People complain about HR. What's going on? You just mentioned new technology is starting to sweep into the market and replacing many jobs. Do you know what kind of jobs are going to get threatened, kicked out?
Well, the one that I can really think of is the bank tellers.
Bank tellers, that's definitely...
Because now all the ATMs and all that, unless you've got a higher volume of money that you want to bank in, then you use them. Rather than that, most banks are actually depleting that bank tellers. By the way, we have Marcus still with us.
Marcus,
Hey.
good to see you. And there's somebody, Lester was saying something, isn't it? Yes, Lester was saying work-life balance is important. Thank you. At least one person is saying that work-life balance is important. Do you guys and girls actually know what's work-life balance? Because I was reading one time, long time back, that once you reach a certain level in your organization, work-life balance is not a concept that you actually adhere to anymore, or adhere to, whatever the pronunciation is. But that it's your job as a director, MD, department head, leader, to make sure that you got enough balance in your life overall.
Okay, if you are going to say that, because when you go up to that level, you must like your job.
You must like your job. Hey Kai, of course you are there. Herr Doron, Mr. Kai, my good friend Kai, who's always greeting me in this level. He's always there. He's one of my favorite couples, husband. He was in Mirai as well one time to visit us, of course, What are the obstacles you face in HR?
The obstacles is that there are times when clients want you to do certain things that is going against the law, and they want you to do some wonders with it. But we have always that one is pretty classified in certain areas because all our clients, we actually signed non-disclosure with them. So I can give you a scenario is that
I want to shout out to Bob. It's a good friend of mine from far away, watching, I think, from the US right now. Welcome here to this live feed. Bob, you can join in, of course, asking questions about the employee situation in Malaysia. I do know what's going on a little bit in the US. Bob is a great guy.
It's 1 in the morning.
Tell us, Bob, where you are watching from right now. Is it UK or is it US? I'm a bit... Or you're on holiday, maybe you're in the area, in the region, of course, So keep going. Sorry.
Yeah, so the thing is that they ask us to do things that is against the law, and certain things they do not want to put into their terms and conditions for the employee. And I will always tell them, yes, I can do that for you, provided you know the consequences that you're going to face if it's found out. So we will make sure that we advise accordingly, and given that to them, we will actually do it, although we are not very happy doing it, but yet we will
You're actually doing it. That's a scary part, actually. What is Bob saying? Let me see. I have to, even with my specs, I can't see right now. Okay, no, I can't. Okay, Justine, also there. High five to you, or F5 to you, as a good friend of mine always says. F5 to you, regularly watching. Last 2 weeks back, you won one of the pillows when we discussed with Karen at that time. Good to see you. Kai, I'm always flattering you, of course, because he says, like, Andreas, I'm flattering you. Of course I'm flattering you, because you are a great guy. You do know that. If somebody wants to join, or if somebody, what are you looking out for when somebody were to join your company? What is some characteristics, attitudes you're expecting them to do?
Okay.
To have, not to do.
For a person to have a HR consultant's position in my company.
Louder, please.
I'm so sorry.
Sorry, louder, please, okay?
So, for a person to join in as a HR consultant of the company, they must be actually a HR specialist or a HR generalist. They must know the basics of HR. They must know the basics of the law. They must actually have experience how to handle or manage people. Because our tagline is, people matter most.
Okay.
Alright, so it's because of people. And yes, whatever you can say, technology may come in, but there are still people required to manage the technology. So that's
absolutely
one.
Yeah.
Number two, for people who are coming in to actually do, say, recruitment, then they must know to do matching. A very important thing is to match the employee to the job.
Right job. What happens if they don't match?
Then you get a lot of big bets from the client.
Ever happened to you?
Oh yes, yes.
Something happened. What happened then?
Well, we have to
replace, isn't it?
Yeah, we have to replace. We have to apologize to the client, and we say yes, we will do our replacement because. Yeah, although they seem, people come for interview, they tell you everything, and they say
it's always the best, isn't it?
Yeah, and then when they start going to work, and you realize that the employer start to tell you, hey, this guy can't really perform and all that, and I say, okay, fine, doesn't matter. You do your exit or the termination, then we replace one for you. Okay. That's always the thing that we do.
But replacement or retrenchment is not easy, right? During the probation period.
During probation period, you have to do reviews. Of course, you don't just simply terminate the person. You have to review them, saying that you don't perform, either on discipline, performance, or even insubordination. These are the areas you can actually terminate a person. So when you want to terminate a person, make sure your documents are all there. Like for example, you need to give them an incident report, and then give them a show cause letter. Let them be able to speak out and see why they did that. And if these things are not acceptable by the company or the management, then you give them a warning letter.
Okay.
And also the most important thing that small companies will require is the appointment letters to be right. The terms and conditions of employment for the employee. Each employee is given different.
Right.
Then the code of ethics of the company must be informed to them earlier. And last but not least, acts of misconduct. These are the 4 documents that can replace your company handbook.
And that's what you're doing, isn't it?
Yes, right.
Exactly the job. Hey, we got a question here. Rachana, good to see you. How does one get a door open for an interview? All right, the main question always, how do you open doors to get an interview?
How do you open doors to an interview?
Basically, you're looking for a job and you're sending out your resume, and then if your resume is in alignment with what the company needs, most likely they would open the door.
Correct.
Something like that.
The key, since you want to open the door, I put it, use the key.
Yeah, it's a good metaphor. Playing on the metaphor. Cool.
The key to open the doors to an interview is very simple. Your profile. We do not call resume now. It's more of a professional profile. Because today, a lot of profiles are done very creatively.
Oh yes, I guess some in my company. Yeah.
So you make the profile that fits the person's industry. For example, if let's say you are going to a graphic design organization or a interior design organization, make sure that your profile has got creativity kind of approach. People will be, of course, be more sensitive to that kind of creativity. But if you're going to another organization that you are talking about more on, say, finance area, then you have got to show certain achievements that you have made.
Okay.
Yeah? Okay. So these are the things that's why people will open up to you if you can show them. Assuming, let's say, you are actually a creative director. Then you say, oh, I've actually done some creative advertisements for Adidas. Hey, everybody wants you. So this is how you need to actually sell yourself. Your profile is the document that opens the door for an interview.
So it would be your. So you can't have a one style resume profile and shooting it out to all the different companies you need. You need to actually do some background research on the company, even if the company doesn't have a job posting right now. We are looking for person ABC. You need to know the company, and then you need to do more background research. You might.
Yeah, I
get a resumes they dear sir / madam. Hey, my address, my name is in the internet, so they could write down dear Andreas or dear Nachwa, okay, and then send a resume. That would make it much more personal already, of course.
Correct.
And then sometimes they are asking me for a job in manufacturing. Hey, I'm a trading company, okay?
Yeah.
They have not done any research around my company. They just shoot it out because somebody gave them the email.
Correct.
That's terrible, isn't it?
That's what we call monkeys.
Okay, you're going to go to the monkey area now, isn't it?
But the most important thing is that it is not about how you create your profile, but your resume or your profile must also look good in terms of your tenure in the job. Example, some people will stay in the company for 6 months, 8 months, and then they go to another one. We call them either a frog or a rabbit.
A frog or a rabbit?
Because they
no,
hop around.
The animal, the frog around.
Yeah, they hop around, you know, and these are the people that most recruiters like us will not even look at.
Okay,
we just put aside, and we just don't want to waste our clients' time, because we are looking for people who can at least stay the minimum of 2 years. Because every organization, when they hire a new person, they have to invest in the person for at least 6 months to a year.
It's expensive, right?
It is, because you're going to train the person now, you're going to develop them, and then after 6 months, after a year, you leave. It's like.
But they don't tell you that, right?
Huh?
They don't tell you, hey, I'm going to stay with you for 6 months.
They won't tell you that. No, they don't.
It would be nice sometimes. And I think it's from my experience, it is about the youngsters who want to have a quick journeying around, quickly getting bored with whatever is presented to them, want to grow incredibly fast. If they are ready to grow, I don't know, of course, you know. And then if they don't get what they want, they jump ship in getting to the next company.
See, the question,
True or false?
there is a two way to it, because there are some employers who don't really give jobs to their employees. Okay, I better not
you don't want to mention names or whatever.
So the thing is that when you look into this organization and the candidates that come to you, you can ask them this question. You want more challenges? Yeah, okay. Why aren't your company giving you that challenge? I'm sure if you can handle more, you can actually grow within the organization. I've seen resumes where they actually grow internally.
Right.
And they grow from an executive to an assistant manager to a manager, and then, you know, for 3 to 4 years. And the sooner you are able to grow in the organization means the more the company can trust you. And these are the people most organizations are seeking for.
Right. Okay.
You know, they can improve.
If you like what you hear, give us a like. We like likes, isn't it?
Oh yeah.
We like likes, okay? We want to be liked by you guys, okay? Please give us a like.
I think we have a few questions there.
Share. No, I didn't get any question here yet so far, okay? Only Rajin asking a question so far. Share this video on your timeline. Let me peep over there and see if I did miss a question overall. No. Okay. No, I don't see any question. I gotta go. Kai, I know what you're saying right now. Okay. Hey, Hans, also here. Whoa.
Oh, yeah.
It's good international audiences we have here right now.
Oh, my.
I'm really, really honored to have you on board here. Good friends from the US watching, from Vietnam watching.
Talking about cross-border, I just recently went to train in Singapore.
Okay.
So I was referred by...
It's just neighborhood, not as far as the US or even Vietnam.
So
but still.
I was training a bunch of, also through referral, yeah. I was training a bunch of HR executive, HR managers, HR directors, companies like CapitaLand. You've heard CapitaLand before?
Yep, it's a big company here in Malaysia.
Yeah, and yes, they are big here. They are also there in Singapore. And I've also done with Pepper and Fush. Pepper and Fush is actually a F&B chain.
All right.
So in Singapore, they realized that I actually did for those people in terms of what are the areas of HR, and also they want to know more of Malaysian laws. How, although we came from the same lineage of the Employment Act, but because of Singapore have moved away from Malaysia, so there are differences in terms of their regulations. Example, we work 48 hours a week.
Right.
But they work only 44 hours a week.
So nice for them. Stephanie, also good to see you. And Justin has a question. Have you got time for a question?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, Justin was asking, what is your strategy in selecting a right person for a position? Question, of course, Justin, is inside in talent or outside in a different company? Over to you.
Selecting.
Awkward silence.
No, the selection is very simple. First and foremost, you can actually do a profiling of the person.
Right.
The main criteria for coming into InTalent, or internally they progress in InTalent, is actually through their attitude. Right? Their attitude,
attitude such as...
for example, they must be always a go-getter. They must always be innovative. They must also be honest in the things that they do. So these are the few areas that I'm looking for.
And outside the different companies, Justin added on. Thanks, Justin, for clarifying. There's good conversation here, right? It's important to have this conversation. Outside, oh, you mean, okay, if a company comes to you trying to find a candidate, what is your strategy in selecting the right candidate? For a company, for a client of yours, for example.
Okay.
Same game, I think, isn't it?
I think it's the same game. The whole idea is that for companies, I'm sure they're looking for these similar areas. Unless the company says, no, Sean, I'm looking for someone who can just follow what I want him or her to do. Then a different set of things that I will look for. I'll look for someone who can just listen to instructions, because in any organization, there are two types of people. One type is a specialist. You need the person to do the job for you. Get it done and over with.
Okay.
Alright, that's the specialist. The other one, it's a manager. A person who manages, even though they are not a managerial position, but they can still manage your people, manage your...
have different types of skills, right? Attitudes and all that.
So there are two types of people. And mainly they consist of the 90% of the population that is employed.
Right.
The only ones that, the 10%, or I would say 8% of it, is the ones that become improve and develop in your organization to be your managers or your directors in the company, where they can actually manage at the same time. In the absence of the specialists, they can go and do it themselves. Okay.
Now, Sean, question here. We are exploring the mindset of the entrepreneur today. Sean ran his own company, an HR consulting company, a boutique company called InTalent Consulting in Diri and Barat. We're going to give you a web address afterwards again.
Yes.
Earlier on, you had Ideal Seat. Idea was it Ideal or Idea?
Ideal Seat.
Ideal Seat.
Yeah.
Has there ever been a time you worked before in a different company? We mentioned it earlier as well, that he worked in a normal company earlier, and then he opened his own company. Has there been a time in your life, in your professional career, when you were on your own and you were an entrepreneur already, when you suddenly started to face challenges and the market was turning against you? Maybe you were in a situation like, oh gosh, I can't hold on to it anymore, I would like to give up, going to go back to corporate life.
Definitely.
What happened and how did you manage to get out of it?
It was actually in the very beginning of my business career, where you try to get business and people don't really trust you because you're very new.
Nobody knows you?
Yeah, nobody knows me. Yeah, and from there they will tend to hold back and wait and see. A lot of wait and see. So
that means basically you were having contacts, proposals, most likely.
Yes.
And they're waiting and seeing, and that waiting and seeing doesn't put food onto your plate, right?
It doesn't,
or table, right?
Because the thing is that it is not about me getting the food; it's actually my employees that I need to pay.
Or this one as well, they got to suffer as well and get on a forced diet.
No, you can't. You still have to pay them whatever you need to pay, and that's where the cash flow is very tight.
Okay.
And I said, why do I do this? You know, I ask this, and of course I will talk to the Almighty, and I ask him, you put me here, you better get me something.
Okay.
And I was contemplating of saying, hey, you know what? Let's
That's it.
That's it. Let's go back to employment. I mean, I can still get the salaries I want. You know, that's not a problem. And I realized, I said, hey, hold on. Let's go a little bit more deeper in it. So that's what I did, and came a very large project.
Oh,
so
wow.
I did a very large project for a beauty consulting company.
Okay.
Yeah, doing a fleet of beauty advisors to
Okay.
hire for them. So that gave me, you know, enough finances to.
So your employees could eat again.
Yes.
You didn't have to go on the road and start singing a song along the
Or
line.
draw on the pavement, you know.
Or draw on the pavement, please. My boss can't pay me. If you like what you hear, feel free to share some comments or share, ask questions, share this video onto your timeline. Because Sean is here today speaking about the mindset of the entrepreneur. And where do you want to go in the next 5 years' time with in-house, in talent in-house? It's a restaurant in my place. We talked about food, and in my place, the Lars Thomas, the restaurant called in-house. So I messed it up right now in talent.
We actually don't mind being some in-house consultants to some companies that is, you know, medium-sized organization. We can be in-house as well. That's not a problem. But
Okay,
yes,
good.
the next phase of our organization is actually going in to be more engaged with our clients. Because in HR there are 3 areas. Operational, most of the companies are engaging us on operational. We are looking into the structural, where all the processes they want to put in the performance appraisal system, they want to put in the recruitment system, they want to put in termination system, you know, the kind of thing that comes in. And the other segment is that the strategic area.
Okay,
That's
that's the
where-
interesting, exciting part, isn't it?
Yes, it is very
And
interesting.
I was in HR consulting. I was loving that area. Okay.
And you see, the main important thing companies don't do is actually a manpower planning.
Okay.
The planning of how many employees you need, and you don't overwork your employees, and you also don't underwork your employees.
Why not overworking the employee? That's what they are for, isn't it? Sorry, okay.
Well, Andreas, you can be the first to try it. I'll be your consultant for that.
Okay.
Yeah, so the strategic area is like there are companies where the say baby boomers are actually retiring, and we come in to do the succession planning for the next generation to take over. So these are the things that is the interesting part of companies. A lot of plannings that you need to do, even expansion of the companies. These are things that we want to grow with the organization.
Okay. Shall we talk about the price, or you're not interested in the price? I take the answer away from you. Guys, you're a bit quiet this week, okay? I'm a bit worried here, okay? But hey, thanks for the likes. I think it's a support of wanting to get the prize. So 3 people, 3 hearts, 2 hearts coming up there. Yes, I think we're going to talk about the prize. You can't read it anyway, I think, if I'm holding it up like this. Talk about the price.
The price is actually a 2-hour,
Let me see if I can see it on my own laptop here. No, of course you can't see it because it's like reverse, just like my t-shirt here. Kai for you. It says run this way, okay? Okay,
So-
let's talk about the price.
It's a
The voucher.
2-hour HR advice and your HR document audit for your company. So this is the
Say that again.
It's 2 hours of HR advice, whatever advice you need from us, and also to audit your HR documents for free.
All right. Any company? What happens if there's a really 200,000 manpower company comes
Yes,
up
we
and
can.
gives you a whole... Okay, it's only 2 hours, okay, remember? After 2 hours you have to pay maybe or whatever, you know.
And if let's say they don't like this, then I'm giving out this, which is actually a Starbucks card, which is with 50 ringgit credit in it.
Right. Lester, you say, sorry, you don't know what to ask. There's always something to ask.
Let's
in
start
life,
hiring,
okay?
start hiring. Then you have a lot of questions to ask.
Absolutely, okay. Did I ask this question already? What would you advise I think I asked the question, but I can repeat it again, okay? What would you advise somebody to do who is now as a normal person, basically, not even in HR right now? What is your idea, your advice that you would give to somebody that wish I would like to start opening my own company? Maybe you relate it even back to your own mistakes you made when you started opening your own company. Help them avoid those little missteps so they can get successful.
Oh,
what would you advise them to do?
Well, the first one is have faith and have fun. First and foremost, whatever you do, you got to be very passionate about it. If you really like what you're doing, don't think otherwise, just go head on. Do it with passion. People can see it, and as long as you are on that road, develop yourself. Always go for re-skilling. That's very important.
Learn NLP.
Yeah, it's one of them. Yes, true. Yeah. I'm going to be in the class next year, right?
He is joining next year, okay?
Yeah, and that's how you need to update yourself all the time. Like for us, the recent budget that came in for 2018, there's given a lot of Easter eggs.
Easter eggs, okay.
Yeah, and you can understand that they are saying this, as you can see, the 3 months maternity. Trust me, this 3 months maternity is going to cost a lot of employers.
It's very normal in Europe, actually,
It is.
In East Germany, to shock you some more, East Germany, before they united with West Germany, there was a 12-month maternity leave, and the person could get back to the same job, same position, same salary after the 12 months.
But the question now we have is that, are these 12 months paid maternity?
Yep.
Okay. But
I think I just say yeah, but I think it was paid. I think it was paid.
The area is that I know some countries, I don't know about Germany, that they can take their maternity or their so-called leave. They have only about 2 to 3 months paid maternity. The rest of the time when they're spending time with their children is unpaid. But they can go back to the same position.
It's also
with the
something
same pay.
at least. It's something to think about as well. Some countries even start implementing a law for, hey, fathers to take paternal leave, not just maternal leave, all right? Any idea on this one in Malaysia?
In actual fact, in our Employment Act, there's nothing stating about paternity leave. The paternity is actually a practice given by most companies because they have to send their wives to the hospital and take them back.
Oh, I see. Hey, Rajnath has another question. I think it's a good question. It's a long question, so I gotta bend over here to read it. No, you can just keep talking.
Okay.
Rajnath was asking, measuring it out. Which one would you hire? Okay, would you hire someone? It's like, I'm reading like, it's like one of those game shows on TV. Or would you rather hire someone who with passion and attitude to learn fast, or someone who has the experience but not sure about the attitude? So most likely someone who has the energy, the passion, the attitude, wanting to learn but no experience, or lesser experience maybe, it's different of course, on a scale, or somebody who has the experience but wrong attitude.
Okay, there are 2 areas to it. The first one, when you ask that question, if this position is for long term, and I can develop the person who is passionate and right attitude, I would choose the one with the attitude and the passion compared to the person with the skill. But if I need to do a project and I need the person just for the project, I will bear and tolerate that attitude and get it done.
Okay.
So if it's a short-term project and I need to get it done right away, I'll hire the person with the skill. But if I have the time and develop the person, like you say, he's a fast learner, then yes, I would actually hire the person with a better attitude and with a passion. Depends,
of course, automatically as well how you define fast, how do you define attitude, how do you define fast learning overall. Now, I think always that most people that I spoke to earlier, not in this series here, were saying it's easier to teach somebody the knowledge, the skills, than to have somebody to change the attitude.
Yes.
It's more cost intensive and you can't afford or you don't always want to send someone to an NLP training because you want to hire somebody first to get the job done, right?
But actually, Andreas, if you look into it, even I get a person with it's good skill, but sending him to do say NLP, he may just take it. Oh, fine, company sending me, I just go.
Exactly.
You know, but whether it's effective for him to change his attitude, as long as he doesn't realize that he has the attitude, we can't do much.
Don't send those to me as well. I want to have people who want to change their attitude, okay? That is the important part. They want to change their attitude. They're willing to put it out there, but don't know how to change it, how to make something happen. That's different, of course, compared to somebody. But it's easier, I think, still, to me, to teach someone the skills to learn something, because ultimately, especially long term, if you have to work with somebody you don't like and the passion is not there, and basically they suck, that's like wearing you down as well, because you would have to clean up behind them. They might do a good job. The technicality is there, but the client is pissed off with that as well. So you might have to mend the relationship again, isn't it?
There are certain positions that I know. I can name some. Programmers is one of them. Certain programmers, like, you know, those days during the time when we cannot find, say, iOS programmers, or, you know, these are areas. Even if you find one and they demand a lot and they have an attitude, some companies still take them because they just get the job done.
It's better to get the job done sometimes,
You see, it depends on what are the job function also. If the person is actually back end, don't have to interface with the client.
Might be a different thing.
Doesn't matter. I'll tolerate his or her attitude. It's fine. You know, they just get my things done. I want this, you get it done. I pay you for this, you get it done for me. But the ones that interfacing with the client,
or even with colleagues, right?
Yeah. And you got to have them to have a certain interpersonal skills. And these are the people that we want them to be, you know, having the right attitude, the passion, you know, the creativity, that kind of thing.
Because you don't want to have somebody in an organization which ultimately, through their attitude, pollutes your overall culture. Some people might, however, say, I hire somebody with the right skill set. Along that line, maybe his attitude is not there, but he's going to be in a great culture and he's rubbing off and he's going to change along the line. Hoping so as well. I have one more thing to share with you about Sean. You don't even know that yet, or some of you might know. Sean is extremely engaged in Star Wars.
May the Force be with you.
May the Force be with you, okay? In Star Wars, and he was earlier on he was the president of the
Star Wars Malaysia Fan Club.
The Star Wars Malaysia Fan Club, and we're going to share his office in a moment, if you don't mind.
Okay, sure.
You're going to see a lot of Star Wars going on if there are no other questions or so, but I think there was a question coming in, or somebody just started to join again. Yvonne. Hey, Yvonne is joining. Good to see you here as well. Yes, your boyfriend is also coming to the training, right? I'm waiting for him as well. She was earlier, and she's a fantastic lady, or really cool stuff. Anything else? We are starting to slowly wrapping it up. I'm going to show you the office. Sean said it's absolutely okay. Going to see a lot of Star Wars going on here, and going to see his staff members as well, of course. Anything else you want to share? What is something you would like to? Instead of May the Force be with you, what would you like to tell people for 2018?
2018, be very ready for more audit letters coming to you.
Audit letters coming to you.
So you better want to have it prevented before you get your fines.
From the ministry, right? Or from the governmental institutions. Every company needs to get there. Maybe one more thing, though. How shall they get started on that one? Where do they find knowledge about that one?
Well, what we need to do is that we need to go into the company to do a discovery. You know, we will discover with you and see where are the areas that you need the improvement. Of course, everybody wants a lot of things.
Yep.
But what we go in, we do the research is actually to do what they need. And tell them, okay, now for this size of a company, you just need this. You know, our clients are from SMIs to even a medium-sized company. Some clients are engaging us as outsourced HR. Whatever problems they have, they just call us.
Dumping onto you.
Yeah. So that's what we actually come and actually help them to resolve. But most of the important thing is that if the documents are right, all we need is to hire one administrator and they follow the process. That's about it.
Okay.
And at the same time train up the administrator to be HR savvy as well.
How can they reach you? If they've got more questions about HR, more questions about consulting, more questions about the upcoming law regulations coming in, how can they reach you?
Well, there's a song called Call Me Maybe.
We don't want to have the telephone number here, you can find it, because you don't want to have somebody calling you in the middle of the night from somewhere.
Or they can email to me at
that might be better. Okay.
SEAN at IHR2U.com.
Okay, the IHR2U.com was Sean, SEAN, at, that's the easy part. Now spell letter by letter.
Okay, SEAN at IHR2U.
2U is a
Number 2.
number 2.
And a U.
And the U.
.com.
.com. Send him your questions over the next couple of days or even weeks, of course. We're going to check out the comment box. If there are questions coming in at a later stage, we still respond back to you. I'm going to take a picture of his business card afterwards, posting it. So feel free to reach him out. He has the knowledge to help you really what's going on in the legislative environment, what's going on. I think we're going to show you our office. I got to put the laptop away here, otherwise I stumble across here. We're going to share your office and the force be with you, and then you're going to say hello to your staff,
sure.
the ones who are here today. Hold on, no leaving yet. I'm gonna take the phone, hopefully not disconnecting you. Okay, my big hand is in front. So here you gotta hold on. Let me you can see me right now. I'm gonna move this around again. Okay, here we go. What do we see?
There's some stormtroopers there. There's a Vader.
You want to point there?
The stormtrooper, the Vader. You go up this. This is actually an art piece done by one of our members, which is called Zahir, and we were in the papers as well, talking about the Force, and that was in 2014.
All right. Yeah. Shall we go show you a messy office?
Yes.
Desk? No, we don't show the messy desk. Okay.
But you should actually show this Millennium Falcon.
Oh yo!
They call it a big MF.
It is an amazing piece, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, now we're going to go to be friendly to those people outside there. They are working, they are smiling at you. Say hello, please.
Hi.
Whom do we see? Say hello. Who are you?
Hi, I'm Tharani.
To?
Tharani.
Tani. Say hello to Tani. Okay, you can do that at a later stage. You don't want to show a laptop because there might be confidential information. Is there anything confidential on your laptop?
Not much.
Okay, we just go. Who are you?
Hello guys, I'm Ayman, and nice to meet you all.
All right, and here we see, here we see some more Star Wars going on.
This was during the Force Awakens.
The Force Awakens, okay, it is like, okay.
Episode 7, and we got it from the event from Disney. So
all
we
right.
put it as one of our backdrops. And by the way, this is also our club secretariat.
Okay, wow. Okay, and then we have something which is absolutely not Star Wars, but we have the Bumblebee.
Oh yeah.
The Transformers are here as well. Yay! All right. Now, I'm going to show you again of where we are. So you do know which company to contact. And then we are going to say bye-bye to you. Okay, we got to go here. Let me see if I can pick that up. All right. In Talent, HR Consulting, Andreas Berat. So if you got questions, ask those questions. Let me put us back onto track here. And then we are saying...
Andreas, and the back of Andreas is actually Master Yoda.
Okay, I haven't shown you that one right now. Master Yoda is watching over in-house. In Talent again. It's always happening with me. All right? Okay, so here's Andreas here and Sean. Asia Dynamics in Talent, Andreas Berhardt Consulting. Andreas Berhardt. Link in again. Next Tuesday we are having the lucky draw about his prize. Next Wednesday, we're going to have something special, most likely just me, because it's between Christmas and New Year. In the meantime, happy holidays, Merry Christmas, and happy and very successful 2018. Bye-bye, guys. I'll see you. May the Force be with you.